They say our myths are born in the rivers and valleys, in the mist-cloaked mogotes of Viñales and the cold caves of Matanzas. They say our myths are open-mouthed screams, rows of jagged teeth, fiery balls of light, and mothers in mourning. Our myths are also this, a whispered "te veo" when nobody is around, a giggle in the night, a dirty rag around your throat. Whatever the campesinos tell you about our myths, you'd better believe them, for they are formed of blood and sacrifice, torment and star-crossed love. But be warned, this story is both a lesson and a curse. Most stories are. Pebbles struck the window. My heart flickered like a flame at the sound. I checked the door to my bedroom, making sure it was still locked. Outside, I could hear the noise of relatives gathered to celebrate both my 15th birthday and my first hunt. I'd told them I was still getting ready, and they left me alone for a few blessed moments, just enough time for tap, tap, tap. The window again. Julio. Julio Capó was here, and I could not ask for a better birthday present. I opened the window, quietly, slowly. There he stood in a shaft of moonlight, like a dream. Julio's dark hair was slicked back and stylish. He looked like a Cuban James Dean, and he'd chosen me, as his novia. It was a cold night, probably the chilliest of the year. Julio's breath came out in little clouds. "Buenas noches, caballero," I whispered. He put his hand over his heart and sighed. I laughed at the dramatic gesture. "I like when you laugh, Rosa." He shoved his hands in his pockets. "Have you thought what your birthday wish might be?" I rested my elbow on the windowsill, set my chin on my hand. If only birthday wishes really came true. I'd wish for Papa to let you come inside. He really doesn't like me. It was an understatement. The first time I'd invited Julio over, Papa had clapped him on the shoulder and taken him outside for a talk. When they returned, Julio left without another word. "It's not you," I said. "Not really." Julio nodded. The Capós and the Monteagudos had never gotten along. The feud went back nearly a century, when Cuba had gone to war with Spain for its independence. The years of war had changed the island. By day, the Spanish butchers fought the rebels, the force of an empire coming down on our island. By night, other forces lurked, feeding off our suffering. "Where there is war," Papa always said, "there are monsters. They are drawn to the violence, seduced by the evil on display in humans, and when monsters slip into a place, they never go away." During the war, the Monteagudos became monster hunters, while the Capós sheltered the ones they could find. They argued that the vampires, werewolves, gaueiros, all of them, were people in pain, people who could be rescued, made good again. The specifics of our family's ancient grudge were lost to time. Papa always told me that the Capós had once sheltered a vampire so vicious that it had killed every man, woman, and child in the entire village of Santa Damiana. The Capós claimed no such being ever existed, though it was true that even today, Santa Damiana is a village ringed like a fortress by sharpened stakes and festooned with garlic wreaths on every door. Meanwhile, the Capós said that the Monteagudos had once shot every animal in the Valle del Silencio for fear that the valley was overrun with jagüeros. We vowed we didn't, but the valley remains eerily silent, bereft of birdsong or the whistling of hutillas in the treetops. Whatever the truth was, somehow everything came to a head between the families, and a pact was made. Monteagudos could not step on Capó property, and the monsters the Capós were trying to rehabilitate were only safe within the bounds of Capó territory.